Hello and welcome to Harthus Gaming. Today we are playing some Magicka. I'm going to do a quick little review on this game, though I already know what I'm going to give it because I played through the entire thing at least once. This is a top-down magical game. I mean, it's really heavy on the magic. I've never seen anything quite so... well, you'll see. Let's just go ahead and jump right in. Now, it's got a lot of options. It's got a couple different campaigns you can play through, even some little short stories. It's even got some online PvP and arena type stuff. Now, this game is co-op. You can play this with 4 people, though it gets really hectic and very messy pretty quickly because there is friendly fire. It's still a lot of fun, though. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into an adventure. Alright, we're starting from scratch. New campaign. Now, there is some different customization on the character. You can choose these different types of robes that give you different abilities, strengths, weaknesses, weapons that you start off with. One great example of how it works, though, is the Space Marine. Oops, too far. Let me get back to the Space Marine. Where is he? There he is. Okay, so Space Marine. You know, it's not all just giving you a buff in some area. In some cases, it takes away. Actually, in most cases, it takes away, depending on what it actually gives you. In this case, the Space Marine robe gives you some immunities to different things like panic, poison, and resistances to fire and cold, which are some major elements in the game. But you're weaker to lightning, you're weaker to arcane, because, you know, Chaos Warriors. Anyways, and you can't be healed by normal magic. So life has no effect on you. So you could only regenerate your health over time, which could be a major drawback in this game. Because sometimes you need to just keep spamming healing yourself to keep yourself going. Alright, but today, I think I'll just pick the default. Yeah, the default robe. I'll make myself... yeah, there we go. I am Harthus. And see, the spots here where you have 3 friends join you, they can customize their characters as well. A lot of these robes, I should be important to mention, is come from DLCs or freebies they hand out from time to time. Sometimes even some bundles will include an extra set of robes, like the Humble Bundle. So it might be too late to grab some cases of it, but if they add more. Alright, so let's go ahead and start.
Stay a while and listen, and I will tell you a story. A story of dungeons and dragons, of orcs and goblins, of ghouls and ghosts, of kings and quests, but most importantly, of visitors and vampires. Well, a story of visitors. Once upon a time, in a land known as Midgard, there lived a powerful wizard named Grimnir, who sought to harness the power of all magics, ancient spells crafted in times long forgotten. With such knowledge, he might enable the wizards of the Order of Magic to spread eternal peace across the lands. But the Order of Magic instead felt threatened by his ambitions, and in the shadows they schemed and devised a treacherous plan. And so, Grimnir's disciples were expelled from the Order, and he himself was, for all time, imprisoned at the world's end.
At the world's
all
end.
Because of his dangerous lust for knowledge. Grimnir's dangerous ambitions dashed, the world was safe once more. Aside from the increased number of monsters attacking the good villagers. And of course the warlord Khan, who had united the orc tribes and now threatened the great city of Havendir. But in the dusty gloom of Castle Aldraheim, where the Order of Magic dwelled, a brilliant teacher and his finest pupils were about to embark on a journey that would prevent the world from changing forever. Melde, jeva Vlad, o jeva nol vampir, niva valda spatzen Havendir, o hjalp Odir. Anastigode, Grimnir Borts, Monster i skogen, Oder hjalp, je Vlad, null vampir, ni spatzen Havendir.
Alright, now we're in here. Now this is a kind of a point and click. You know, you follow your cursor as you move. It's a top down, of course. Uh, as always, I don't like to really interrupt the story when it's being told, so you'll hear me quiet down during those parts.
Hellday. Look ner dunka dunka Midgård Hjälpenfest. Alhaster vi Oster.
Now, as for the language you're hearing, I'm not sure it's an actual language. If it is, and someone out there speaks it that's watching this, I apologize profusely. But it just doesn't seem like what they say is long enough to account for all the words that are being spoken.
Surrender! Vi started Dunka Dunka redan.
That's not to say there aren't certain words that are real words.
Blint arg.
Just that I think the language as a whole may or may not be real.
Wow, titta ge! Ge Grevner, ge skapar neder!
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Moje bra när ut. Spottar en väg upp. GVH plankar. Rembrandt. Säkerordet är bananer.
Safe word is bananas. Magicka is a game where you can experiment and combine up to 5 different elements to create spells. Experimentation is important as there are thousands of combinations at your disposal. They are not joking. There are tons. You pretty much create your own spells element for element. And we'll get into that as we play through the tutorial. Let's go ahead and start off by getting our staff. Now it introduces us to our first element, life. It gives you a little bit of information about life when it first gives it to you. It's a beam type, which means when you use it independently, it actually is cast in a beam compared to just an instant cast or a projectile. Its properties, it heals, it cures poison, damages the undead. These are all important things to remember. Also, its opposite is arcane. So anytime that you combine life directly with arcane, we'll cancel it out. Alright, so we start off by healing ourselves. Now on the bottom left you have all your different elements. The ones that are glowing so far, which is just life, are what you can use at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and heal myself like it's telling me to. Now you see your middle mouse button when pressed casts whatever you have charged up on yourself. So that's one form of casting a spell. See, I don't think I can do any other options just yet. No, I can't. There's other ways of casting things too. You can even imbue your weapon with a charged ability. Let's go ahead and cut through here. So shift left click. Oh, missed. Come on. There we go. And now introduce us to Earth. Now this is a projectile. It does physical damage, and its complete opposite is lightning. So again, if you cast Earth and lightning in the same time, it's going to cancel each other out. So let's go ahead and build this up. See, it wants us to conjure 3 Earth elements and charge it up. Right mouse, when it comes to projectiles, will charge it up. The longer you hold it, the more powerful it becomes. So you can cast it right away, and it'll just shoot a little projectile, maybe like throwing a stone. But if you charge it up, it goes almost indefinitely until it hits an object. And now we got fire, which is a spray type, and that's pretty obvious. It goes out in a cone in front of wherever your character is facing. Fire does damage over time, causes panic. In other words, you hit something with fire, and it's not a heavy-duty monster. It'll run away, at least until it dries off or extinguishes itself. It also is important when it comes to drying yourself off if you get wet. And of course, it's the opposite. It's cold. I would have thought water, but hey, I didn't make the game. So let's go ahead and set fire to this torch right here. Allows us to continue on. Checkpoint. Alright, now here comes the first example of combining spells together. Now, we have to be able to set this brazier on the other side on fire. Now, the problem is, as you'll notice, our flame only goes about yay far. Even if we charge it up completely, it won't reach that brazier. So you have to combine it in such a way that we can reach it over there. Now, let's see. We can try fire and life. Technically, you're shooting fire, but you're also healing the people as you hit them, because it has both elements there. But what they're recommending is shooting a fireball. Now that takes earth and fire, and again you charge it up like projectile. Big old wave of fire. And we've interacted now with that brazier. Now our next one, lightning. I like lightning. Lightning is very useful. It's its own type. Lightning damage, it jumps from target to target. So you have it has a natural chain lightning type effect where it jumps from one to another to another to another, depending on how many charges you're using. Opposites of earth and water. So it wants us to start this generator because that's totally fantasy, right? There we go. Now it's introducing us to the water mechanics. See, when you get wet, and you can tell by the water particle effects on your robe and how glistening you are. If you cast anything like, say, lightning, it hurts you because it's reacting with the water. So these are all things you got to keep in mind whenever you come to casting a spell. Now the question is, how do you put yourself out? Well, the obvious answer should be fire. So you go ahead and use a charge, and just like when it came to healing yourself, your middle mouse button casts whatever elements you have built on yourself. So we're going to burn ourselves a little bit for some fire damage, but it dries us off instantly. Let's heal ourselves back up. Alright, now comes the next step of AoEs. Now anything can be used as an AoE. Let me show you here. We get a bunch of earth. Now if you shift right click, this is an AoE around your actual person. That applies to everything. Even fire, life. Now anything within this range is actually being affected by these elements. If you have players around you, you can use a life charge like I just did. You'll heal everyone around you. Now that also applies to enemies because a lot of enemies will be healed by life magic as well. You can even combine some. Like I'm going to throw some, some fire rocks here. Now look at that. Now here it wants us to actually do lightning. I'm going to go overboard. Get 5 charges of lightning. Now that's very useful if you get surrounded. You know, you can use earth to knock them down, or lightning to just bolt everyone around you, or fire to set fire to everything pretty much on the screen. It does a lot of damage. Now we're introduced to the arcane. Arcane is similar to life when it comes to they both shoot as a beam rather than a projectile, a stream, or lightning. It's explosive, heals the undead, and does arcane damage. And of course, it's opposite as life, just like the vice versa with life being opposed by arcane. And so then we have another situation like the fire brazier. Now we could use life because technically it's a beam, but of course it would heal our target as well as harm it. What they're recommending is using arcane and lightning. So it looks something like this. I love the effects. The effects are really quite badass. And now it's not indefinite. Eventually it'll run out of juice and you have to kind of cast it again. But you can even combine different things. So we got lightning, arcane, and fire now. So now we have a lightning fire beam. That's cool. The same thing could be done with lightning, fire, and life. Look at that. It's a mixture of colors like a rainbow. Anyways, let's restart this generator. Now there's going to be a lot of puzzles like that as you play through the game. Now we have cold. Cold works like fire, it's a spray. Of course, as always, cold slows you down, and in this case freezes water. See, mages or wizards can't handle water. They're like the Wicked Witch. They melt as soon as they touch water. They just die. It's funny, it doesn't work the same way when it comes to being sprayed with water. I think it's more of a drowning thing. So let's see here. The way to get across, if you were to walk across right now, you die. Dead. Over. Start from the last checkpoint. But what they're recommending is cold. And so I'm actually freezing the water. This is actually getting frozen to where I can walk across it. Now there's a little bit of a sliding effect, of course. And over time it'll start to melt away. It's not permanent. So that's another thing you got to keep in mind whenever you're using it. Is, you know, how long is it going to stay frozen? And of course you get your options here. So we're going to go ahead and try out some other things like Arcane Frost. Oh, it's not going to affect the water because it's named down. So let's see. We'll make a frost ball. Look at that. Works just like the fireball, except it's frost. And now we have water. There's one more after this, but water is... I don't use water a whole lot. You can combine it with different things. There's even some hidden elements you can combine it with. Like, for example, steam. If you combine water, I think, with fire. Let's see. Water and fire, yeah. Creates steam, which is its own element. It actually replaces on the bar with a steam icon. And if you combine water and cold, it creates crystal, or I guess ice is a better name for it. They don't really fully explain it, but those are two hidden elements you can use for combining. So you can actually look at that. All right, sorry, I'm getting distracted again. Let's put out this fire. We got to get through here. These furnaces are too hot, too hot. Just a little bit too hot. Alright. Now there's another type of magic. These are spells that have actually already been created. You'll find these kind of little hidden treasures scattered across the game. And they give you actual spells. These aren't just combining elements together and casting them. You actually have to cast a set number of elements together, and it has an effect. In this case, it's just going to be your basic haste, or speedy running. And it tells you what you need. So we need lightning, arcane, and fire. So we got A, S, F. Now that I have it charged, I hit the spacebar for it to go into effect. So let's wait for this to come down. And now we go! Run, 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 run. Woo! And we have our first enemies. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to try some ice ball here. Look at that. Got a couple other options here. Going to cast a fireball with extra fire. Now they're all on fire. You see the health going down like crazy. Stay back, or just a basic flame. Hello. Water. There we go. Now he's all wet. You can have these different effects as well. Like, see, he's wet. He's soaking wet. Now if I hit him with cold, look at that. He turned into an ice cube. I mean, what's wrong with that? Alright. So I'm just going to finish off the last guy with lightning. Let's pull this lever. And now we have the Beholder. Well, actually, Behold, because, you know, Dungeons and Dragons and all that. And they introduced us to our last ability, Shield. Protective barrier opposes shield. So you can only have one shield at a time. Now, the thing about shield, though, is you can cast on yourself, and you get a nice little energy shield that things will actually bounce off of. But you can combine it. So let's say shield and earth. With a right click, it creates a little wall of stone in front of you. Maybe that's not good enough. You want a wall of stony fire. Oops. Alright, well, I killed the Beholder by dropping the chandelier on it. Anyways, or say ice. Anything that touches it, of course, is slowed, burned, shocked. I guess I can't do shock, I forgot. Maybe if I do... No, that's wrong. Let's try that again. This. No. I'm doing it all wrong. All wrong! Nope. Cancel each other out. Doesn't work that way. Now we've got a little flame in front of us. We can even enchant our weapon. See if I can do that yet. Nope, I can't do it yet. Anyways, let's get out of here. And continue on.
Wow! Ni rappa! Gissänk tittar ner Fritzl. Ni vet, visa tittar. Gissa ni missa. Anywho, sen proppfällnade, det var nog bra om ni tar nidu.
And they give you a couple of their magics, like Revive. Revive you won't really use in the single player, you'll use that more in multiplayer to bring your other allies back to life. Crash the desktop, that's an interesting little
Det var superbra
spell.
som i spatsen nu, innan vi har...
It actually kills your character. I'll use it probably here at the end to finish this off. Alright, let's see here. Let's go outside. Alright, let's pick a different spell to use here. Actually, I think I can do everything now. Let's look. So, we're going to go ahead and... So here's the different ways to cast stuff. I know this has come off as a little more of a tutorial, which I guess it could be used for that as well, but this game is really quite fascinating in how the freedom it gives you, how it works. But let's see here. So we have... Let's start with our melee attack. So we have the option, if you just hold shift and left click, you imbue whatever your main weapon is with that element, or combination of elements. And so now if I were to attack someone, I hit him with cold. Or, let's see, if I hit him with shield and earth, let's charge it up, create a wall of stone. I mean, there's pretty much everything here. Now, middle mouse button, as you saw before, is used to cast spells on yourself. Now, this can also be bad. For example, actually, I don't want to kill myself, do I? Let's just try some fire. I'm gonna use some fire. Middle mouse button. Now I'm burning. Put myself out. Heal. The other option is if you use the right mouse button. Right mouse just discharges the actual ability in front of you. If it's a beam, it'll shoot out a beam. If it's a projectile, you can hold it and charge it up and fire. Lightning, just hold it down and it kind of fans out in front of you. Same thing with flame. Now, if you actually hit shift, then right mouse, it goes all the way around you. So this is how you do your AoEs. Anything you choose will be an AoE around you, or encircle you in the case of a shield with stone. Alright. Now let's try some new abilities here. We got a Meteor Shower, which requires fire, earth, steam, earth, fire. So fire, earth, fire and water, which makes steam. Fire, water. Now we can create the Meteor Shower. So let's go ahead and protect ourselves. Ooh, nasty. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I don't want... Oh, I died! It hit me. It's dangerous, as you can see. Defeated. Alright. Well, that works. Let's jump back in here. Confuse is basic. That just allows enemies you cast it on to kind of not be able to control themselves very well. It's more used in PvP. Let's see what else we got. Meteor Shower we've already seen. Haste we've already seen. Revive, that's obvious. So let's go ahead and try Crash the Desktop. Now this can easily work against you. It can backfire horribly. What it does is it crashes one person or NPC on screen. When you cast it, it can sometimes happen to your friends, it can happen to an NPC, or it can happen to yourself. It's terrible. Well, let's do it anyway. So it's got 2 lightning, a fire, and life. Alright. And it happened to me. I died. This is something they added after the fact. So I think they maybe in the beginning they had a lot of problems with crashing. That's my only guess anyways. Ow. Ow. Don't know what I'm doing myself. Let's try that again. Maybe we can get one of these other guys. I did it to myself again. You know, I'm not going to try it again. I defeated myself. But anyways, I guess the review part of this game comes now. You know, I really like the animation style. I love the animation style. It's actually really well. It's smooth. It comes together so well. I love the customization because you can get not only different robes and colors, but you can customize what weapons you're using, what kind of staff you have, and the staff sometimes give you special abilities. The story in this game is amazing. I mean, it's nothing to be taken seriously. It's all a big joke with a lot of references to pop culture and movies, games in the past. It's really really interesting and very enjoyable. The language just kind of adds to it all too. I know it's not in English except for the actual subtitles, but you'll get a couple of English words here and there. But for some reason, it just kind of adds to the atmosphere. And the innovative creation of magic is also really fascinating. It really gets your mind working because you might try this type of spell, these combinations, and come out with a whole different effect than using it this way. And you might approach different problems differently with different types of spells that'll be more effective. It just really kind of gets your mind going. And whenever you get in there with friends, you're easily killing each other, having to revive them. It turns into this, what are you doing? Oh my god. Maybe I'll get a chance to play this on my stream. I have a feeling that Raven would hate it. She would hate it, but I think it'd be fun to play. You know, I give this one, 2 thumbs up as far as I can. I definitely recommend it to anyone who has a chance. It doesn't even cost that much anymore. There's constantly been sales and a lot of freebies given out from Humble Bundle, so you might find even a freebie from time to time on Humble Bundle. And I just love it. And if you like the PvP side of things more, there is PvP to it. I haven't delved too deep into it, but it's the same thing. You get access to all these special abilities, spells, and of course the combinations you do through the entire game. There's also I think it's free, Wizard Wars version of the game where it's more of an arena combat against yourself or against others. But anyways, let's go ahead and close on now. Please feel free to check out this game. I definitely recommend it. If you have any questions or comments, or if you'd like to see me play this more, please like and subscribe. Let me know, and I'll definitely play some more. Alright, thanks everyone for coming. I'll see you next time.